this video, we're going to be talking about our orientation progression. It is a process that all of our student athletes go through when they first come into our program as an incoming freshman or a transfer. The process takes about 2 to 4 weeks to go through and to progress through. The first 2 weeks, you are working in a small group with one of our strength coaches, and you are learning our daily routines. That might be our warm-up, and you will learn our most basic movements, something like a freestanding squat, push-ups, pull-ups, more body weight movements. In the second 2-week blocks, week 3 and 4, you're getting more into our more complex movements with the barbell, and that incorporates our Olympic lifting, our clean progression, our snatch progression, and our jerk progression as well. The first thing we teach in our orientation process is our squat progression. Our most basic movement that we'll teach our student athletes is our freestanding squat. Then we'll progress there to the front squat, back squat, and then eventually the overhead squat as well. After the squat progression, we will work into our overhead presses. That consists of military press, push press, and then eventually our jerk series as well. The last progressions we start working into are our Olympic lifting progression. And the biggest thing you need to know about our Olympic lifting progression is we always try to master the movements from finish to start. So for an example, we're going to make sure with the hang clean progression that our student athletes are extremely solid with the front squat before we start moving on from there. So the next thing we'll talk about is our hang clean progression. Like I just mentioned, we're going to make sure that the student athletes are solid in the front squat. From there, we are going to start from the start position of the hang clean, which is the top of the knee. Then we'll start incorporating a hang clean pull, and then eventually we'll work into the full hang. One thing our coach who is running the orientation is doing is making sure that they demo the movement before they ask the student athletes to perform it. And as they are going through each one of the progressions, from the start of the hang clean to the hang clean pull to the full hang clean, everything is done on that coach's cadence. Grip the bar, feet on the UK, posture set, slight bend in the knee, top of the knee, and stand, top of the knee, and stand, top of the knee, and stand. Go ahead and re-rack the bar. Now, at any point in that progression, there was something incorrect with how the athlete was performing it. One of our coaches would go over to that athlete or yell out a cue to help fix it before the next rep was performed. With the progression, the next part we will go to is going from the top of the knee, that start positioning, and added the pull. But we would perform multiple sets of that start position to make sure that part of the lift looks solid before progressing on. Let's grip the bar. Feet on the UK. Posture set, slight bend in our knee, top of the knee, and up, top of the knee, and up. One more, top of the knee, and up. Full hang clean now. Top of the knee, and up. Bars down, top of the knee, and up. Bars down, one more, top of the knee, and up. Rack the bar. So as our student athletes would master the hang clean, then we would start working on the progression from pulling from the floor. So going from the middle of the shins with an empty barbell, making sure they have a correct bar path from the shins to the top of their thighs, their power position, and the progression would be the same. So just like we went from the top of the knee and stood for the start, it would be from the middle of the shins to the top of the thighs to the start, adding the clean pull after that, and then eventually working on the full clean or power clean. The progression would be the same for the snatch as well. So just like we started with the front squat for the clean progression, we would start with the overhead squat for snatch, making sure the overhead position was solid before we moved on to the start position, the hang snatch pull, hang snatch, and then eventually working from the ground as well. Thanks for watching this video. For more information on our program, please check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Go Cats!